Hi, everybody. Say hi, Debbie.
Hi, everybody. You confirm that you can hear us.
Please. No joking around, please. Don't. No, we can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Hi, Caroline and Brenda.
All right, Becky can hear us. If Becky can hear us, we're good. Okay.
We had a problem Saturday. It took, I think, 8 minutes.
Eight of the longest minutes of my life.
We had to find the right button to push to get the audio to work.
I turned on every mic and input that I could find, and we still don't know why it started working, but it did. So I blame Debbie.
I do see a couple of new faces. We'll start in just a minute here and explain how the auction works.
You can see their faces.
Hi, Rachel. And Tina. I love people that have names I can pronounce.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm really bad with that.
Yeah, I love chipmunks, just doesn't help us out. Newbie. Okay. I remember you, Brenda. I think you mentioned something about coming to this, so welcome.
Brenda, would we have your email somewhere on file if we needed it? If we've ever shipped anything to you, we have it.
How was your birthday?
Well, let's see. I am now, what would my friend say? 69 and 12 months and 4 days old. My birthday was great.
She got to eat out a lot. And she gets to take a trip for her birthday, but that's not for a few more days.
And we might as well talk a little bit about that.
Well, what time is it?
9:59.
Let's wait just a minute and talk about that, because that will affect other people. Your birthday present is going to affect all of them.
Oh, Gina Sparkles. Okay, Brenda, if you end up bidding on any of the auctions and win one, and we have like a fixed rate surprise that'll go on, anything like that, you will need to email me after the auction. I need an email address in order to get you an invoice and your bead bags.
Your stuff, your important stuff.
Your important stuff.
Hey, in Canada. Canada is now represented.
From Canada. Welcome.
All right. I'm really curious to see what happens with any shipments going to Canada. You'll have to let us know if they tack on anything. And international. Yes, Ursula is the international contingent.
Hi, Cherie.
She is a contingent now. Anyway, I'm curious. So if there's any information you can give us on that. We're already struggling with the whole China thing.
Well, we'll play it by ear and do the best we can. We're going to start by welcoming one of our newest moderators. She is sitting at my kitchen table at the moment.
We have a kitchen table.
My granddaughter. She is Shanda's oldest daughter. She's going to help moderate the bidding for us.
Say hi, Charlie. Just shout it out.
Her name is Charlie.
Oh, I don't know if you heard her or not.
We'll mic her and put her live if she survives this. This will be her initiation.
Okay,
what we do.
No costs on the Tiger Eye box. I know it's been a kind of a rollout. So it's like from China, there was something new that was happening that took effect on May 2nd. And so we had as much stuff as possible coming in beforehand. Yeah, it's a cool name. I think it's a combination of a couple of names, isn't it, Debbie?
I'm not sure if Shanda intended that, but I made her know that when she picked Charlie for the name, that she took the first 3 letters from Shanda's name, the SHA, and then she took my middle name, which is Lee, Lee, put it together, and I like to believe that's how Charlie got her name.
I thought her other grandmother's name is in there somewhere too. I thought they should have just named her after me, but that didn't happen.
Hi,
So,
Camille.
all right, it is after 10 o'clock. Do we have people? Do we have more than 5 people on?
Yeah, we got something like 28.
Yeah, this has been the month, or April was the month for technical difficulties. I sent an email out announcing this at the first of the week, and it just disappeared out into the internet ether. We don't know where it went. I even had it on my computer, and then it disappeared too. So we were worried nobody would come, that nobody would know about it. So welcome everybody. Make me feel better. I'm feeling less stressed
Really
now.
happy to see everybody here. Let's explain the rules quickly. We'll probably forget a few. You're welcome to ask questions, and maybe Colleen, who is our original moderator and still with us, thank goodness.
Still with us. Oh gosh.
She helps with answering questions, putting in links, this sort of thing.
Where would she go?
She's a great go-to person, and we'd have a hard time doing this without her. So.
Oh, Danielle's here.
Yep. Anyway, the rules for the auctions, Steve will bring out an orphan, introduce her. He'll set up a timer immediately when he brings her out, unless he forgets, which happens from time to time. It is a 3-minute timer, and it starts counting down. He talks first about the orphan, the gemstone, and then we bring out the dress-up bag. I kind of went crazy on the dress-up bags.
Emphasis on the crazy.
And if we tried to identify every component in the bags, it would take us half an hour to do each orphan, and we can't do that on an auction. So what I'm going to do is explain to you how the findings are going to work. Okay, on every dress-up bag, there are 5 bags of findings this time. In the past, we only did what I'm going to describe as the first bag. Bag 1 has a yard of chain in it, has either a pinch bell or a glue-on bell, depending on whether it's a cabochon or a drilled pendant. It has a selection of jump rings in it. The clasps have now been moved to bag 2 and will contain 2 toggle clasps of the same type, so that you can do both a necklace and bracelet and use the same component. Bag 3 has 2 pairs of earrings in it. One pair will be a stud earring, the other will be a hook earring. They are a combination of CZ, platinum plated, gold plated,
metal,
sterling silver,
metal finishes.
A lot of them you'll recognize from previous boxes that we've put out. And that we just don't have time to take and describe each individual one. The 4th bag is a set of 2 types of connectors, which can be the chandelier connector, they can be links, they can be spacer bars, they can range from, I think my smallest is links that are 1-to-1. And then we've got some 2-to-1, we've got 3-hole daisy spacer bars. Anyway, the 5th bag is the same thing, 2 more types of connectors so each dress-up bag will now have a minimum of 4 types of connectors.
Debbie is she's putting stuff in here that I'd forgotten we even had. In fact, there's a couple I didn't know we had.
We're not going to cover the findings in each auction. There would not be time. But Steve did do photographs this time. He's going to show pictures of the shaped gemstones, and that will be followed by a picture of everything, including all these findings that are in the dress-up bag. Another thing we probably won't mention because every bag has them, there are 2 containers of Miyuki size 11 seed beads in 2 different colors, 5 grams in each container. Just know that you'll see them in the final picture that shows everything, and then every bag has gemstone chips in it. Again, you'll see them in the final picture. So you're going to need to refer to the pictures to see everything. What we're going to describe individually are the gemstone strands, gemstone and crystal, glass,
Crystal.
metal.
And there's metal strands this
There
time.
are 7
That's a first.
strands in each bag. And then Steve's going to cover the gemstone shaped bag. And that's
Hopefully.
about all we'll have time for. Bidding can start the minute you see the timer start. When the timer ends, Charlie is watching it like a hawk, and as soon as it hits 0 on her computer, she will take the high bid and announce it to me, and I'll announce it live for people.
Yeah, if she messes up, we don't feed her. So she's really motivated.
Okay. Second chances.
Change things up a little.
There is a little bit of a change to this one. I had put the stones into the preview that Steve has shown you, the second chance. In the past, I held them back so that people didn't know what stones were going to be. I mean, they never saw them. The problem I see is that because we put them into that preview, that video, some of you may have fixated on one of the second chances, and you know that the rule in the past has been that if you've already won an auction, you're not allowed to bid on second chances. Well, we're going to kind of loosen that rule up a little bit, kind of put people on their honor guard. If a second chance happens to have been one that you saw in the preview and you said, yes, I want that one, go ahead and bid on it, even if you have already won a stone. But keep in mind that there are people who this is the only chance they get to win stones is through the second chance. So if it's not one that you had already selected from the preview, maybe let those people have a chance on the second chance.
Yeah, some of the second chances are really pretty stones. And in the past, they have been going for as much or more money. And so because we told everyone, we showed you what they are, we just kind of felt bad about that. So if a second chance stone comes up and it's one that you really wanted and you'd had your heart set on it, go ahead and bid. The second chances will be just a minute and a half. Bidding, everything else, we've moved back to the 3 minutes. We felt like people were a little stressed for time last time.
Second chance, the reason it's called a second chance is because the dress-up bag is identical to the one you would have just seen, so we don't need to cover what is in the bag again. All we'll show you is the orphan.
I'll still show them the bag real quick.
Well, we'll show the pictures, but we won't be itemizing it like we did on the first stone. 2 more quick reminders about the bidding. We do the best we can. There is a lag issue. We work off of, in this case, we'll be working off of the computer that Charlie's at. She's going to watch it carefully. When that timer hits 10, she'll announce the high bid. If there's ever a mistake made, and it's only happened once or twice, but I do go over the bids when YouTube puts up the replay, and when I see a mistake, I contact the person who should have won the stone and offer to put together a very similar, identical bag and stone. Sometimes I let them choose what they want. I make it up.
We make you an offer that you probably won't want to refuse.
Type thing to make up the difference. Because the other thing with this lag issue is it is possible when the timer is getting down to that last second, 2 or 3 people may be putting their last bid in. They all hit enter at the same time. Now their computer, because they're sitting right there, is going to recognize their bid maybe before the other 2 have had a chance to come over the internet. Whereas in Charlie's case, all 3 bids or whatever the number would be, all come across at the same time. That is what makes it possible if your computer shows you getting your bid in and it's the high bid over somebody else that's almost immediate, and then we announce the other person. That would be a reason why. So kind of keep that in mind. But like I said, I will refer back to the replays and we will make good on any kind of mistake that gets made. So we want everybody to have fun.
Okay, one quick thing about shipping. For Debbie's birthday, we are going out of town. It's also our daughter's graduation from college, and it's back on the East Coast in Connecticut. And so we are leaving late Tuesday night, which means if you want your order shipped, you will need to take care of it. It also means that any orders coming in after Tuesday, it'll take a week or so. So I was originally going to put a whole bunch of naked babies up. I don't think I'm going to do that. But we will be back a week from Wednesday late. So we will be back and have everything going again. So take care of your invoices as quickly as possible.
The invoices will go out today, and we will be shipping on Monday and Tuesday.
Long as the internet deems it well. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions? Oh boy, look, a whole group of people. Angel, Melanie, Misty.
I know. We got fun people here today.
Okay, I'm not seeing any questions. Let's get started then.
Okay, and because, like I says, we're at the mercy of YouTube, and if questions come in, we'll try to answer them, and I'll even stop the timer if necessary. All right, let's get the first one out, and we will start the timer. Get the right one here. Start it right now. This is an African bloodstone moon. Okay, the name is Cameria. It's an East African name, means moon of moonlight. Okay, African bloodstone is also known as the stone of courage, predominantly mined in Africa, thus the name. And they can be traced back to ancient Egypt. They used this stone in sculptures. Now, real quickly, the stones that go along with this, let me get my sheet up here. We have 8mm African bloodstone rounds, 20 of those. We have 25 6mm African bloodstone rounds, and we even found some 4mm African bloodstone rounds. Now, of course, everybody wants the discs. We have the, where are they? 8x6. This is called a black diamond crystal, the separated bead.
Miyuki ruby red spacers.
And then one thing we're doing this time is we're putting in a selection of check type beads. This one particular has a gem duo, 2-hold in black. There's 50 of them. And then we also have this 15x7 dark red crystal. It's so dark it's hard to see. And then finally we have a strand of metal beads also. These are gunmetal carved heart beads. There are 25 of these. And here you can see everything with the orphan. This is dark today.
Yeah, it is pretty dark.
So let's put it over here, and let me show you real quickly what's inside of the shape bag. We have one onyx focal bead, which is right there in the center. There are 6 African bloodstone coins, 16mm. They're up on the top. Then we'll just kind of go around clockwise. We have 10 African bloodstone hearts, 10mm, 20 African bloodstone stars. And then we have 25 African bloodstone hishis. You found a lot of African bloodstone.
I did.
Then above that, we have some, let's see, onyx.
Rice.
It says ovals, but I guess those are ovals on there. The chips are onyx, and then there are 2 packages of seed beads as well. And then all together, the package looks like this. You can see those 2 little cups of seed beads and all of the findings around the outside. So, and my timer is covering up the earrings. I didn't allow for that. Sorry about that. But we got some fun connectors, a lot of CZ and things. So, wow, that went faster than I expected.
Those gunmetal bars, 3-holded bars with the crystals in them, those went out of stock. They were in our November 23 subscription box, and I only have a small container of them left, but they are a really cool connector.
They are. Timer's up. Bidding is finished. And while we're waiting to find out who won.
Who did you show, Charlie?
Probably still coming in. I've got Lori. Is it Hubert?
Lori Huber at 40.
Okay, well, let's go to the next stone, which is a mosaic bronzite. Whoops, we don't want to do that. Hit the wrong button. That's the wrong button. Oh, come on. It's just a 3-minute timer. Okay, this is a mosaic bronzite, purple and blue heart. Okay, this is a manufactured stone. They take a lot of semi-precious stones and they set them in resin, but this one's just spectacular. Smooth finish. I love the gold leaf in here. This is Adira, which is a Hebrew name meaning strong heart. It's 40 by 41 millimeters and is 8 millimeters thick. Mosaic turquoise. It goes by a lot of different names. But as I said, they take real stones like turquoise, magnesite, howlite, and they put them together and they put a stabilizing in there.
This one has a little bit of bronzite as well as...
It has a lot of fun things in it. Okay, the stones that go with it, we have 8 millimeter Mashon jade, which I love because of the variation. We have 6 millimeter blue lace agate. And then we have 4 millimeter amethyst rounds. This is a real high quality amethyst round as well. All right, we have our coins, which is a gold on purple crystal disc. You can see the flashing on there. And then we have 2-hole ginkgos, which I just like to say ginkgo, which is one of my favorite shapes, fun to work with. And then we have these wonderful crystal hearts, which are 10 millimeters in AB blue, and then the metal beads in this particular case has got kind of a little tree pattern. There it is with the stone. And let's look real quick at, sorry everybody, it takes me just a minute to figure this out. Okay, you've got one purple agate focal coin, which is right in the middle, 22 millimeters, and above that are 4 purple impression jasper. These are 2-hole rectangles, 20 by 10.
Double drilled.
Double drilled, well, 2 holes, yeah. Okay, counterclockwise, we have 6 blue lace agate faceted coins, 14 millimeter, that's an A grade. Below that is 10 purple quartz cubes that are 7 millimeters. And over on the side, as we continue around there, we have 15 purple agate faceted rondelles, and above that, 8 amethyst ovals. Here's what everything looks like together. And again, you can see the seed beads. This gives you a better idea of the size.
Also amethyst.
Yes, they are. And they look really, really good. You can see that the metal colors are gold in here, and Debbie stayed up nights just to make sure the gold would all match. You can see the posts down there, and I wish I could have stood the posts up so you could see the face of these a little better and see the patterns and the crystals that are on them. My favorite on this one is probably those oval or marquee connectors up in the upper left-hand corner.
With the crystals on them?
With the crystals on.
That's old stock. You can't find any.
Okay, we have finished.
All right.
We have finished. If I had to guess, I would say, wow, I'm not going to guess. I will wait until the YouTube lag comes in. This was a fun dress-up bag. Yes, Becky.
You got a winner for us, Charlie? Angel.
At what price? 47. What about... Give it just a second. I think there's 2 more bids.
It's so good to see you. And you won this beautiful set. And Becky, the name of the color on that ginkgo is called a full slipperit, whatever that means.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to, there we go. And real quickly, we'll get the timer going. And this is a pink banded agate. And the name on this is Kuri, a Japanese name, which means ice truth. And it's 50 by 24 by 6 millimeters. Beaded agates go clear back to the Neolithic period, which is at the very dawn of man. It has a strong, it's considered to have girl power energy. I guess that's because it's pink. That sounds kind of sexist, doesn't it? Okay, it also encourages confidence and strength. Show the back here too.
banding in with the druzy is quite unusual.
Yeah, drusies just remind me of crystal rivers. All right, we have 8mm fuchsia agate along there, 20 of those, 6mm fuchsia banded agate. And then just for a little break, we've got 4mm moonstone, 35 of those. This is a very high quality moonstone. You can see that by the color.
The flashing.
Yep, there's a little flashing in it. It's like white labradorite. There's our crystal discs, which I believe are just clear crystal with an AB finish. The ginkgos are kind of a pinky purple. They're calling it violet red splash. I like the little patterns on that. And then we have these fun briolette drops. And then finally the metal beads. These are my favorite metal beads. I can't believe you're giving them whole strands, Debbie, because I love working with these little flowers. And there it is with the stone. And then real quickly, we will jump to the picture of what's inside the shape bag. The focal in this particular case is an opalite marquee, 29 by 12, long and thin. And then we have, starting over to the right, we have 6 pink Malaysian jade stars that are 12mm, 5mm thick. And then to the left, we have 8 fuchsia banded agate twisted rice, 12 by 9. And then we have 8 rose quartz hearts, 10mm. These are an A grade. All of you know I love the cut hearts, the shaped hearts. And then we have the fuchsia Malaysian jade rectangles going counterclockwise. And then over to the side, we have 20 raspberry garnet faceted coins, 4mm. This is an A grade. These are beautiful garnets. And here is everything together. You can see
You
that
forgot the moonstones above the garnet.
I forgot the moonstones.
Moonstone.
Oh, I did.
Faceted cube.
Faceted cube.
4mm.
So sorry. There is everything together. What are the chips on this one, Debbie?
This is moonstone chips.
Yes, it is.
Not A grade, but still beautiful.
It's still pretty.
They're still beautiful, so.
Okay, and I think.
And you see the Mayuki seed beads. We were looking at antique silver.
But you've got to. You have to look at the 2 cats.
Oh, look at those cat links. Yeah.
The cat links up in the corner. Yeah, those are the ones that I don't know where they came from. Debbie's been hiding them from me. Yes, the kitty connection. All right. All right, bidding has finished. We'll just wait for YouTube to catch up the lag. The lag has been close to 30 seconds today. And that's not us. It's not you. That is YouTube. So don't feel bad. It's nobody's fault. Except for Debbie for making me shoot all the pictures.
It's
Michelle.
Schaefer at 46.
All right. Let's go to stone number 4.
I need to make sure I get that last name. We get a lot of Michelle.
Schaffer.
46.
Yeah, the ginkgos have been out for a little while now, but they are fun. All right. We are looking at a Red Creek or Picasso jasper stone. Let me get the timer going, and bidding can begin. Love these. Picassos are one of my favorite. This is Tegan, which is a Welsh and Irish name. It means beautiful. Very appropriate.
They look like Picasso paintings.
Oh, yeah. We have several stones that look like paintings today. It's going to be fun. Anyway, it's called Red Creek Jasper, discovered in northwestern China. I always thought this was an Australian stone, but it's not. 48 by 13 by 7. And there's the back of the stone, because a lot of people like to see that. The miners were actually looking for turquoise when they found this. And we have a lot of Picasso jasper to go with it. 8mm, there are 20 of those.
The variation of colors.
Oh, yeah, it'll match wonderfully. And then we have some Red Creek jasper rounds. Red River. It says Red Creek.
You can't get your creeks and your rivers mixed up.
This is Red River. Here is Red Creek. Okay, creeks are not as red as rivers, obviously. So the 4mm is the Red Creek jasper, and 6mm on the other. And then, of course, we've got this wonderful gold. It says gold on green crystal rondelles.
No,
and that's the wrong one. That's pearl luster light gold. I'm not reading it well. There is the green. These are 6 by 4. half-plated gold on
Yeah.
green crystal rondelles.
You can see the gold flash on some of those crystals. It's half-plated in gold.
We've got a copper
Ginkgo.
ginkgo, and then we have copper beads. This is one of my favorite metal beads. I've used these a lot in the past. I'll be using them less now that Debbie is selling them off. And there they are all together. And let's look at the bead bag real quickly. There it is. Okay, the focal on this is a donut, Red River Jasper.
That's the wrong one. Oh, no.
Debbie, don't do this to me. There are 4 rainbow jasper coins, but actually I think there's 5 up there. And then going over to the right-hand side below that, we have 8 rainbow jasper faceted hexagons.
Nope, this is the wrong picture. Those are crazy lace agates.
Let me see. You're right. Let me back up here. Oh no. I'm out of order. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Hold up the bidding just a second.
I guess we can show them this, the final picture, and maybe try to go over.
Well, except that this is not the final picture. For some reason, these are out of order. I've got Picasso down, and I've got them in the wrong bin.
Let's see what.
Okay, hold up everybody for a minute.
Nope, I think this is okay.
Yeah, we're just going to do this.
Put them in the different order.
Yeah, this is just in a different order. And these are Picasso. And anyway, we'll talk for a minute and finish.
It's a crazy lace agate.
Yeah.
And they're what, about a 6 millimeter?
We'll do the crazy lace here in a little bit.
And then, well, no, I think they're in the bag. And then below the crazy lace are carnelian rondelles. Looks like 10 of them. Moving to the left, you've got the faceted moonstones.
Yeah.
And then you've got Red River flat hearts and citrine coins, faceted coins.
I'm just trying to figure out how we've got this mixed up.
I think you're okay, Steve. I don't think it's mixed up. I think this is what goes with that bag.
Yeah, this is what goes with the crazy lace bag.
No, but it also might go with the Picasso.
Oh, it might be the same. Okay. Anyway, let's count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, go to the full picture that shows everything.
Well, except it's not showing the Picasso Jasper.
Yes, it is.
That's not Picasso Jasper.
Yes, oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy lace.
Oh,
let me dig down here.
That's the wrong. Oh my.
Okay. Some reason it got out of order. And so let me see what we've got here. All right, backing up. Whoever won that one, you got a great deal. And we'll come back to it in just a minute.
But I think we need to just start over once you've got the right pictures. And that it's too confusing otherwise. They won't know for sure what they've won.
I had these in order.
Oh, they're getting a nice preview of what
they are. They're getting to see everything ahead of time.
That's the heart.
Okay.
So the dress-up bags will be identical.
The dress-up bag is identical. This is what it looks like all together. Okay.
So the teardrop, Steve, what do you want to do? Do you want to just
Well,
go over this again?
no, we'll do the teardrop and then we'll do the second chance because this one is a second chance.
So scratch everything for the Picasso Jasper teardrop. Give it just the 1.5 minute timer, and we'll do a rebid on it.
On which one?
The Picasso Jasper teardrop.
So we're going to redo the teardrop.
Yeah.
Okay. So back up.
Yeah. Steve showed you the strands that were in there, and those are all identical. This is the shape bag. Let's put a 1.5 minute timer. We're going to rebid on this so that you know what you're bidding on.
Yep, that's why I had a problem with it. So let's do 1.5 minutes on the bidding on this. It is slightly different in the bag.
Okay, so there are just 4 of the Rainbow Jasper 16 millimeter coins. Coming down to the right, you've got a green impression Jasper tube. Those are 13 by 4 millimeter. Below them are carnelian faceted rondelles that are 5 by 8 millimeter. Moving to the left are Red River flat hearts. They are, I believe, 6 millimeter, making them two-sided. Right above that are some Rainbow Jasper faceted hexagons. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 6-sided hexagons, and you get 8 of those. And above that is a Red River teardrop. I believe those were about a 9 by 6 millimeter. So that's your shaped bag with a 25 millimeter Red River donut. The donut is drilled, so you can put beads in the middle, and it goes. It's not just the donut hole. There is a drill hole going through that donut focal, and then show the whole thing with the endings and everything.
Sorry. There we go. I'm trying to do 3 things at once.
Okay, so this is the complete bag showing the seed beads. These chips are Red River Jasper. The findings are in an antique copper with some bright copper. The ear hooks, those little
yeah, the bidding has ended, but
bright copper with CZs.
And I think we have pretty close to the same result too.
Yeah.
I am so sorry, people. I mixed up my package number 4 with it.
3 o'clock this morning.
After going to bed at midnight.
I have to go, yeah, trying to get these pictures loaded in for the auction today.
It's amazing there aren't more mistakes.
With trying to get that tiger eye box out, followed this close by an auction. We've both been working overtime. So.
Okay, anyway.
All right, so who's the winner, Charlie?
Yes,
Rosie, which is that for 38.
Which is the same as before. So
okay, and this is a second chance. So Steve's going to show you the stone. The dress-up bag is identical.
Yep, here is the next stone. This is a heart. If you want it and you've won an auction, that's fine. But the bidding starts. This is just a 1.5 minute.
Just 1.5 minutes because the dress-up bag is identical.
And I have lost my information sheet, but I can find it. Okay, on the Picasso Jasper, which is just a fun stone. It's like I said, they were looking for turquoise when they found this, and it just has a wonderful pattern. And the more patterns and the more colors you got in it, the more valuable it is. It's considered to be a stone of grounding, obviously. And let's look real quickly again at what's inside. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I got timers going all over the place. There it is. Ah! I can't win today. There's the heart. Okay, everything in it. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Same collection with the heart in it, so.
More or less.
30 seconds left.
Yep.
Well, one thing we do promise is you will be happy with the collections. These are closer to our tween boxes that we used to do, so.
Yes, I'm going to leave now. go somewhere else for a little while. Let's see if I can find our crazy laces now. Actually, I probably should look and see what's next on the list.
Okay, bidding has ended. 3, you won that one
3.
for 32.
Okay, real quickly, let me see if I can go back to where we were. Everyone, ignore this. Okay. Since we've got the crazy laces, why don't we do those next?
Well,
I know you didn't want to.
well, because, wait,
Well, we can do them later. We'll come back to it. Okay, next we have.
the rest of it's in order.
Let's hope the rest of it's fine. Or I am leaving. Okay, let me start the timer for this because this is the coloration on this stone is just wonderful and unique. This is Cho. It's a Japanese name that means butterfly. And I know this is a leaf design, but it kind of reminded me of part of a butterfly. And so I got to name them this time while Debbie was busy. So this is Cho. Druzy agate leaf, 50 millimeters by 24 by 6. It doesn't look that big. But
She's from my private collection because I've never seen this type of coloring in an agate
which
before.
I think is important since Debbie dug into my private collection for a couple of the stones. But anyway, Druzy agate symbolize light, radiance, inner strength. It's just got some fun colors in it. And we have, with it, we have 8 millimeter onyx rounds, which is one of my favorites, 6 millimeter carnelian rounds, 25 of those. I think we were trying to match up the colors that we saw inside the stone because there is 4 millimeter. These are apatite rounds, 35. We've been trying to get more apatite in just because Debbie likes it a lot.
Beautiful shade of blue.
And it just is a pretty shade of blue. We have our 8x6 clear crystal discs with an AB finish.
They have the Miyuki spacers again.
And they have Miyuki spacers. Debbie's digging into the Miyukis. And this is one of the funnest of the ginkgos because it's got kind of they call it jet silver splash. It's got a splash to it. And then we have 9x6 sky blue crystal rices. And then there is our metal bead, which is a silver tube with a pebble pattern. And there are all of them together. And let's see if we get the right picture here if I pull it up. Well, we will get it here in just a second. There we go.
Nope, not the right picture.
That's not the right picture?
Nope. That one might.
Yes, it is. Okay, there's an onyx focal coin, which is 22 millimeters. It's just directly to the right of that are 4 rock crystal 2-hole rectangles, 16 by 9. That's an A grade. Right above that are 6 grade Druzy quartz coins, 14 millimeters. To the left of that, we have 8 carnelian bamboo, which are 12 by 8, also an 8 grade. Below that are 10 onyx lentils, 8 millimeters. And then over in the bottom right-hand corner, we have 10 carnelian faceted rondelles, 8 by 5. These are an A grade. And to the left of that, we have 20 apatite faceted rondelles. The gemstone chips on this one are rock crystal. They're a little hard to see because of the white background, but you can see everything there. The seed beads. We've got, what color would you call that? There's a pale blue.
It's kind of an ice blue and your carnelian colors.
Yeah, the carnelian color.
They've got the kitty cat.
Yep, they got the cats in black and kind of silver on these as well. Timer is up. We are done.
Yeah. Probably won't see this type of combination again because I've never seen a stone that had this type of coloring in it. So, do we have a winner, Charlie?
Becky Foster at 48.
Becky Foster at 48.
Congratulations, Becky. And we will
It's not pink, Becky, but you should love it anyway.
There's some pink in there, and the carnelian is wonderful. All right, the next stone. Meet Namira. This is a leopard skin jasper teardrop. Namira is a Hebrew name and means leopard.
Timer.
Yeah, I hit it, but it didn't go. So we will try it again. There we go. I love the finish on this. It's just such a nice, smooth finish. And this is a two-sided stone. You get tired of the one side, you can flip it over. I had a rough time photographing it because I couldn't decide what was my favorite side. This is 48 by 37 at 6 millimeters. It's a little on the slim side, which is nice.
Beautiful specimen of leopard skin because you can see the spots.
Yep, sometimes it's called the jaguar stone, and these little round things are called orbicular jasper. Yeah, we got the red, the pink, the brown. This is just a fantastic example of leopard skin jasper. And the supporting stones, we got 8 millimeter leopard skin jasper. You've got 6 millimeter leopard skin jasper. And then we have 4 millimeter, not jasper, but onyx. The black goes with it. Great, I think. And what do we got here on our crystal discs? These are a salmon crystal disc. They're plated.
With Miyuki spacers.
Miyuki spacers, you got to mention that. The ginkgos is called Jet Copper Splash. There are 38 of those.
They look a lot like the leopard skin.
They do, except coppery. You got 8 by 6 teardrops. These are peachy pink. Peachy pink. All right, I got it out, and
actually
then
it's salmon color, and they match that color in the stone.
peachy pink works. And then we've got these. These are another one of my favorite beads. It's a corrugated rice in antique copper.
Will be antique copper.
And there's the stone with everything that's in that. And let's see if the right picture comes up. Please, please, please. Where did it go? There it is. Ah, it's the right one. Okay, you have a leopard skin jasper. Now see, I'm doubting myself. Got a 25 by 18 oval that's drilled top to bottom. 7 leopard skin jasper rondelles, which are just to the upper left. And then to the right, we have 8 leopard skin. There were 7 of those. 8 leopard skin jasper twisted rice, 16 by 18. And then back over to the other side, you'll be able to tell what it is. The 8 strawberry quartz hearts, 12 millimeters. And then bouncing back over to the right, we have 10 onyx coins, 6 millimeters. And down below, 20 sunstone hishis. And over here, you can see everything. The gemstone chips in this particular case are also leopard skin jasper. And let's see if there's anything fun in here. Oh, everything's fun. Up in the upper left-hand corner, I love the CZs on that little diamond pattern.
Those are 2-hole spacers.
And those are 2-hole spacers. I think I turned one up.
With crystals in them, and they're 2-hole. So. All
right, timer's up. And so do we have a winner on that?
You got to give Charlie. Charlie is taking screenshots of everything for me, too. So takes her just a minute to confirm her bid. So.
Well, it takes YouTube a minute, too.
Rachel won it at 60. Okay, Rachel, you won that one at 60.
Oh,
congratulations. That is my nicest leopard skin orphan stone that I've ever seen.
We dug down deep into the secret vault for a lot of these. All right, this next one is a frosted purple banded agate. Let's start the timer. And this is Jokla, which is a fun name. It's an Icelandic name, and it means glacier. And this kind of reminds me of the glacier fields that you can see up north. Sometimes you get a blue-purple ice with these too, but it does have a matte finish. It's 44 by 40 by 7 millimeters, and just has a real fun pattern. These agates come in all different colors, of course, but it's just this particular one just really caught my attention. Purple agate's been called the stone of science. And let's see what we've got with it. All right, frosted purple banded agate 8mm rounds. And then this looks like amethyst in the 8mm, and that's a nice grade.
No, it's 6mm.
6mm, but we have 4s too.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're called light amethysts. They're not light enough to be cape, but they're not dark, so they're not
Dark,
black.
which
They're just a nice shade of amethyst.
for a small stone, I like it because it still has plenty of purple in it. We've got the discs, which are a purple ice, and then we've got the ginkgos. This is kind of a somewhat matte finish. It's called purple suede. And then it looks like we have some, they're lantern bead. I was going to call it a rondelle, which it sort of is. But you have 20 of these. They're 8x6. That's rutilated quartz. They're calling that rutilated quartz?
Well, it's an imitation.
It is imitation.
Imitation rutilated quartz.
And then a metallic antique silver carb tube. There are 20 of those, and here we are with the stone. And let's look and see if I can find the right bag. I think I did.
Nope, that's your leopard skin. There we go.
She's lagging. Anyway, the focal bead on this is a purple agate focal coin. And it's cool because it's kind of got the bullseye in the upper right-hand corner is 22mm. And then above that, we have 8 amethyst ovals, 14x10. These are in A grade. And to the left of that, we have 10 amethyst hearts. And then back over to the right, we have 8 amethyst coins. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, we have 10 white jade rondelles that are 8x5. And back over in the bottom right, we have 20 purple agate faceted rondelles, 4x3mm. The chips in this particular case are a Cape amethyst, and it's kind of I had chips everywhere. And this one, I think the fun connector on this one is the little dragonflies up in the corner. I just always have been fascinated by dragonflies, and I thought it was cool Debbie put these in there. And these actually have 2 connectors and the time.
Still right above them is also a 2-hole spacer.
Yeah, it's a slider.
With a really pretty light purple AB, very high-grade crystal in those. I only have like a handful of things like that, and auctions are a good place to put them.
The bidding has ended.
Melanie, you won that one for 51.
Super. All right. And here is our next
thing
stone.
real quick. Everybody who's been to our auction, this is important, Steve. Everyone who has been to our auctions before, they know the dress-up bags are an extra add-on to the stone. You're bidding on the stone. The dress-up bags are all a flat rate, $12, but they are added to the bid amount when we go to invoice you. So those of you that are new need to be aware of that when you're bidding on the stone. The only way you get the bag is by winning the stone, but there is an extra charge for the dress-up bag.
All right, let's get moving. We've got to make up for my mistakes.
Yeah.
And so we will start the bidding. And this is a black and white druzy agate oval. It is a cabochon. This is Ela, which is a Greek name. It means whirlwind. And it kind of looked like a swirly whirlwind to me. And so thus the name. This just amazing stone to me because it's got the river in there. Of course, I like cabs, and cabs are getting harder and harder to find. And anyway, it's a long, slow, patient process that goes into developing these, particularly the black ones. And let's look and see what we've got with it. I'm betting there's onyx. There is 8mm onyx. There are 20 of those. And then just for a little variation, we've got 6mm black vein jasper rounds. And then finally 4mm howlite. And there are 35 of those. The discs on this, they call this Navajo black, very shiny black. And then the ginkgos with the Maiki spacers. Okay, we have 2-hole ginkgo. This is a silver splash on black again. Gosh, those stand out. And these are a 2-hole. They're fun to work with. Debbie likes to do that. Then we have That's not the right one. There we go.
Gunmetal.
No, you're looking at your camera. These are a bicone.
Yeah, those are another.
These are also Navajo
like
black.
Navajo black. Navajo usually means it's opaque. So.
And then we have a metallic, a gunmetal faceted rice bead, which are actually, I don't even have the dimensions on though, but they're kind of small. And there we have it
like
with the stone. This is a very black and white, a very tuxedo-y look.
And this will have both a pinch bell and a glue-on bell. And if you happen to be a wire wrapper,
you can throw those away. Save them for another project.
The
focal coin, or the focal on this, is an onyx coin, 22 millimeters. And directly above it, we have 5 black rutilated quartz faceted ovals, 18 by 13. And this, I know it's hard to see because we've got dark blacks and light whites. But just down in the lower left-hand corner, we have 11 howlite rondelles, 8 by 5. And then what have we got directly above that? We have 8 opalite faceted hearts. And above that, we have 15 moonstone faceted cubes. Over on the right-hand side, going down, we have 8 opalite flat ovals, 11 by 8 millimeters. And then down at the bottom, you've got 10 onyx lentil beads. And the chips in this particular case are black rutilated quartz.
I keep thinking tuxedos.
I do.
Look at this set.
It looks like a black and white photograph to me. I like the little infinity links. These have a curve to them, so they're great for bracelets. It'd be real easy just to link in with a lark's head knot, a leather cord on each side of those infinity links. The bidding has finished.
I love black and white, and I love the way it looks when you make it up into designs. There's just something that's really elegant about it.
Okay.
Do we have a winner, Charlie? Yeah. Caroline Tancredi, you won that one at 32.
Okay. Let's look at the next stone. This is a second chance. And so if we're lenient on the second chances today. So you got a minute and a half on this. This particular stone, it's a teardrop, is obviously druzy agate, 46 by 31 by 6. This is Medea, a Greek name that means middle. And you've got this druzy river running down through the middle, and you can see right through it. Wonderful looking stone. Got little river banks on the backside as well. And we'll real quickly go in and show you what if I can remember how to do this. You can see that the dress-up bag.
River of ice.
River of ice bag is exactly the same. And here it is all together. And you notice even the seed beads are black and white on this one.
Doesn't mean you can't pull out a color to accent and splash it.
Yeah, I'd bring in a deep red or a very bright blue, just kind of like an accent. That to me would be awesome.
And this is a really unique druzy. A lot of my druzy stones don't have this sharp of a druzy river the way this one does. So.
Yep. And teardrops. Teardrops are fun. And I would probably wrap this one too.
You can use the pinch bell.
It is. And our time is up. We just have to wait for the lag to catch up.
Charlie?
All right.
Got in at the very, this was when you call those hairline ties or something. But Ursula won that at 72.
All right. The next stone is
42.
42. Wow, she's already adding the tariffs in.
42.
For Canada.
72 by the time she pays shipping.
Yes, send us some maple syrup and we will cut the tariff off because.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
gotten
trade you for
expensive.
some Canadian syrup. There
That's
you go.
right. All right. Impression Jasper rectangle. I am starting the timer, Debbie. And this is Kairi, Japanese name, which means majestic sea. And I think it's because it reminded me of a turbulent sea in a Zen painting.
This one is all natural. It is not man-made and has not been dyed.
47. Yes, it came out of the earth, this shape and everything.
Well, no, they cut
it was cut in
it,
shape.
but
47 by 32 by 7. Okay, this
dye it. A lot of times they dye your impression jasper. This is the natural color of impression jasper.
yes, impression jasper to not die for. They also call it sea sediment jasper, snakeskin jasper.
Terracotta jasper.
Well, this one, I don't know about, it's not very terracotta-y color, but it's pretty. Anyway, the strands that go with this, we've got 8mm aquamarine, and the camera does not do justice to the colors here.
It's an AB grade because you'll see why when we put the A grade 6s next to it.
I've got the 6s next to it.
For you to see a difference. It's only in the color.
Debbie's lagging because the 6mm are up, and then we have 4mm magnesite rounds with that. And then we kind of have a teal. What's the finish they call on the discs on this?
This one's a pearl luster.
Pearl luster on this.
A pearl luster's a lighter version of your AB finish.
And we have a similar luster on the ginkgos. Actually, it's an opal luster is what they call. And then we have these little hearts, little AB teal hearts that go with it. Those are a lot of fun. And then carrying that heart theme, our metal strand, are an antique carved, it says tubes on your sheet here, but they're hearts. These aren't tubes, people. Okay, there it is all together. Let's see what's in the bag. And we have got, as a focal, we have one blue sponge quartz focal coin, 22mm. Directly above that are 6 impression jasper tubes, 13 by 10. I love these fat tubes. And to the left of that, we have 6 blue sponge quartz coins. And let's see what else we've got. Going down, we've got 12 picture jasper stars that are 6mm. Continuing around counterclockwise, we have 8 aquamarine nuggets, and then above that are 10 magnesite rondelles. I think I got them all. Here's what they look like all together. You got cats again.
Yep.
Got the cat links over there in a matching color, which is kind of cool.
Hi, Minky. Welcome.
Minky's here.
Yeah. We kind of missed Minky, so big welcome back.
Okay, bidding is finished.
Yeah, the chips on that are aquamarine, so
yes,
silver.
I was kicked out of the aquamarine.
The nuts are love knots. I don't have very many of those either.
However, there are several today they're going to see. Okay.
Charlie, you got a winner for this yet? It's who? Oh, Cassandra.
Cassandra.
At what price?
Okay. Cassandra. Here's the next stone. This is a yellow banded agate moon. Bidding is starting now. This is one of the larger stones that we've got in the collection today. And it's just a lovely green. I should have put a wider background. Her name is Comorcus. It's a Native American name that means spring moon. And it kind of had springy colors in it, but I just love the banded patterns in this. It's considered
unique again.
Considered a healing stone. And Greeks and Egyptians both loved the green agates. They felt that it, as I said, had healing properties, used it in many religious ceremonies. And this has got some of the funnest accessory stones. You've got 8mm yellow weathered agate rounds. And then 6mm, we have just, they're fauceted rounds.
Yeah,
agate again. And then we have nephrite jade, which is one of the two real jades. There are 35 of those. And the crystal discs, they're calling it an AB yellow, but there are definitely some green flashes in there. And we got ginkgos again. Oh, we got a splash. Again, blue-green splash on the ginkgos. And then we have a whole strand of these yellow gold briolette drops with an AB finish. Hopefully you can see that.
And they have Miyuki spacers.
Miyuki spacers again. In fact, there's 2 in between each one. And then we've got metallic silver carved saucers. I love the discs. And here we have it with the stone. You're giving away all my best findings.
Slight touch of blue. Look at that moon up at the top where there's an eye. That has the same shade of blue as you find in those ginkgos.
All right.
I guess blue and yellow make green, so.
Or something like that. And here's what we've got in the accessory bag.
In the gemstone
shape bag. 1 mosaic green focal oval right there in the middle, 25 by 20. And above that are 5 green banded agate rectangles, 18 by 13. And then going around clockwise, we have 8 yellow agate rice, 12 by 8. And directly below that, we have 20 green agate hishis, 4.5 millimeters by 1.5 millimeters. And going on around, we have 8 green Malaysian jade hearts, 12 millimeters. Love my hearts. And above that, we have 8 yellow jade cuboids, 13 by 4. The chips in this particular case are citrine. This is real citrine, too.
Yeah, it's nice grade of citrine on those chips.
The sliders up in the upper left-hand corner are, they're a 2-hole slider, and they're kind of between citrine and green on them, and you can see the colors of the seed beads that come with them. The seed beads, they're all Miyukis too, aren't they?
All of the seed beads. 5 grams in each container, so you're getting 10 grams of Miyuki seed beads.
And the timer is up. The bidding is over.
Your sister's a yellow-green person, huh?
I have a sister who's a green person.
Becky was saying her sister would love that.
Ursula.
36.
Okay, Ursula. Gosh, we thought we'd never see another order from Canada. Was I ever wrong?
Yellow-green eyes, that would be different.
All right, Larvakite Donut is our next stone. Got some wonderful Larvakite flash in there. This is Ashni, an Indian name, which means lightning, because you got these lightning flashes in there. The cool thing about the donut is you're probably not going to be able to use a bell or a glue on, but donuts are just fun to work with. We have a tutorial, I believe, somewhere in there. What have we got? It's a feldspar family name, and when it was discovered up in Canada, I believe, Ursula, they imported just huge amounts back to the United Kingdom. Oh, wow. I am sorry. There, everybody gets extra time to bid. Anyway.
Sometimes this has been referred to as blue pearl. That's kind of an older name. Larvakite replaced it because it was named after the area in Norway where it's really abundant.
Okay, so it came from Norway.
Yeah,
anyway,
a
lot of the old pubs in particularly Ireland, the countertops, the bar top, they would make out of big slabs of this. And I've always wanted a slab.
I want to do my countertops in Larvakite.
Yes, I can relax and take my time now. So what do we got with us? We have 8 millimeter Larvakite. We've always had a hard time finding any shape, including rounds of Larvakite, but we have both 8 and 6. And in 4 millimeter, we're using blue goldstone. Let me find my discs, which are an ice blue with a pearl luster.
Matches the flash in the Larvakite.
It does. And then these are fun. What do they call these? They call it
the ginkgos.
But I know, but they're called bronze aluminum.
The color is bronze aluminum. I never figured that out.
There's no bronze in it at all, but the aluminum you can see. I think it's a bronze finish with the aluminum. And then you've got these really big ice blue hearts that are 15 by 13. There are 15 of those. And then we have these hexagonal metallic antique carved tubes. There are 20 of those. There it is with the stone. All fun.
Yeah, if you want something that people are going to stop you and say, "Oh, what is that?"
And you say, why, that's larvikite.
See much of it out there.
All right, let's see what's in the shape bag to begin with. We have a larvikite teardrop, 29 by 20. And then directly above that are 5 blue goldstone rectangles, 18 by 13. And next to that, going clockwise, is 8 hematite roses, 8 millimeters. Below that are 8 hematite twisted rice. These look very dark, but they're very shiny and a lot of fun. Make good men's bracelets, I think. Then going clockwise, down at the lower left-hand corner, we've got 10 or 15 blue goldstone rondelles. Above that, we have 6 blue goldstone ovals. And I think, yes, mixed in, there are some faceted coins in the blue goldstone. I have mixed them together
with the rondelles. They look good that way.
I am so bad.
But the rondelles, you're going to turn them to bead through them, where the coins are drilled the other way.
Chips are kyanite, by the way.
I had a hard time deciding what to use for chips, and for some reason the color is a little bit off on my computer. The kyanite isn't quite that bright. It has just a little bit more grayish tone to it, but it has that gorgeous sheen.
Yeah, the bidding has ended, by the way. Yeah, I love larvikite. Becky
at 45.
All right,
Becky.
All right, moving on. This is one of the funnest plume agates I have seen because it's in a kite shape.
You got it upside down.
And I have it upside down. I did that to see if everybody was watching. Anyway, it's a plume agate, but it has moss agate colors in there and little mossy halos around the plumes. Anyway, let me start the timer before someone else tells me. And this is Taiko, a Japanese name which means kite appropriately. She's not very big, 34 by 30 by 10 millimeters drilled at the top. They claim it's not a true agate, but it is a dendritic style agate.
The banding, the layers.
Yeah, but not all.
A chalcedony.
I say not all agates have banding. So anyway, let's see what we've got with this. Probably a lot of agates. Yes, like 8 millimeter green banded agate. It does. They look like ore clouds, which is appropriate for that. 8 millimeter green banded agate rounds, 8 millimeters. And there we go. We've got fluorite for our 6 millimeter, which there's a lot of green, some purple in there.
One of my fluorite strands that had a lot of green in it with just a touch of the purple.
And then we have moonstone for the 4 millimeter, 35 of those rounds, appropriate for the whole kite image thing. And then coming back to the green theme, our crystal discs are a fern green, and the ginkgos are kind of a soft light green suede, they're calling this. And then we have a whole bunch of these light green briolette drops to go with it. And then metal tubes. These have this pebble pattern again. And here's the whole thing together. If you're into green, this is the one for you. I have a sister that just loves green. Everything has got to be green.
That's one I would like to work with.
Yep, and the bag. The focal stone is praised jasper, 25 millimeter. We don't have a lot of this. And to the left, upper left, we have 5 praised jasper ovals. Going clockwise, 8 green adventurine hearts that are 8 millimeters. And then we have 10 light green agate bamboo that are 10 by 6. Down at the very bottom, we have 10 green adventurine rondelles. And then we've got these little, there's 15 moonstone faceted cubes on this as well. And here it is all together. You'll recognize, oh, the chips on this are fluoride.
Again, with an emphasis on the green, but
But
just touches. Because those flowers inside the stone, they look like they almost could pull in that very, very light shade of purple.
yeah,
I mean, look, you can tell it from the picture, so.
it's just fun all together. So, but plume agates have become one of my favorites, but praise, you just kind of get lost in it as you're looking at it. So time is up. All right, Nancy.
Nancy, you won that at 55.
Okay. And now we have another second chance. And this is the second chance that made us question whether we should just hold off the bidding, because this is a spectacular looking stone.
Dress-up bag's identical to what you did.
It is. And I'm going to give you 1.5 minutes on this because you've seen everything. But this just has such a unique pattern to it.
This is the only plume agate moon I have that had the green tones in it.
And it has this little separator between the plumes, those little clear patches. This is Natsuki, and it means summer moon. But it, again, just has these wonderful plume patterns in it. It's 40 by 26 by 6. And front and back, because sometimes the back is fascinating too. And same shape bag, and there it is all together with the chips and all of the findings. By the way, you need to let us know what you think of all the extra findings that we're putting in here. Personally, I'm pushing for getting rid of them because it took me forever to photograph everything. But Debbie says she wants to do it.
I haven't been putting findings into the auctions and the naked babies, and with the tariffs possibly limiting the boxes we'll be able to do, that's why I added them to the auction. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with an inventory that's nothing but findings.
Now look how that plume moon looks with the beads down below it, particularly the ginkgo.
Yeah.
And the rounds, but then everything else, and you get a better chance of the briolettes too. Time is up.
Keep the findings, they say.
Keep the findings. You all hate me.
Are you okay with doing pictures like this? Because like I said, to try to go over these, pull them out of the bag, show them one at a time, these wouldn't be 3-minute auctions. These would be more like 15 minutes.
No. Oh, gosh. Yeah, before I just says, here's the findings bag. It's got chain, a pinch bell, and a clasp in it, and some jump rings. Now we've got findings all over the place. So anyway, we got a winner on that one. All right. All right, the next stone, Debbie jumped into my private stash. This is a stone that I've had plans for forever, and I guess I didn't do anything, so Debbie's putting it up for auction. This is a rainbow jasper coin. Okay, and I have named this one Timer. Yes, thank you.
When this stone first came in quite a few years ago, Steve did latch onto this. He says it reminded him of paint peeling on the old-fashioned barns, the red barns where the paint would be coming
barns in the country. It also reminded me of a Jackson Pollock painting, and so I've named this stone Jackie, which is both Hebrew, well, its Hebrew name means God is gracious, also in French. It means roughly the same, but because of Jackson Pollock, I named it Jackie because it was more of a Jackie than a Jackson to me. It's a 44 millimeter coin, and let's see what we've got with it. And it is a true jasper.
And it is rainbow jasper.
And so much of our rainbow jasper is just red stones.
I love it when they have this kind of texture and pattern and color.
Yeah, I hate to see it go. 8 millimeter brecciated jasper rounds is the first stone, and then we have 6 millimeter moonstone rounds. If I move it around, you should be able to see some of the moonstone flash. And then Debbie dipped into my private red tiger eye stash for the 4mm. And you can see there's a little bit of chatoyancy there too.
Minky's comforting you.
I'm feeling, I'm not feeling a lot of comfort, Minky. This is a stone I've had my eyes on for years. Anyway, we have white opal crystal discs which go with it, which goes really well, complements the moonstone. And then rather than ginkgos, we have gem duos.
Ginkgo, so.
Yep. This is the color here. It's called red lava, which is a nice contrast, even though it's red. And then we have these kind of cone drops, red crystal drops, very dark red.
They have a nice AB, kind of half AB coated on a really dark red. Brings out the color.
And then we have carved barrels for the metal stone, or the metal bead in here. These are fun too. And let's put it all together so you can see that before we see what's inside the shapes. All right, right there in the middle, we have a rainbow jasper focal teardrop with a lot of white, almost druzy on it. And then directly above it, we have 5 red tiger eye ovals, 18 by 13, A grade. To the right of that, clockwise, 6 gray agate star cut rounds. And then below that, we have 8 rainbow jasper. No, we don't. We have 12 rainbow jasper tubes. And below that, we have 10 moonstone fauceted cubes.
At least 15 on those moonstones, not 10.
It says 15. I said 10. Sorry. Okay, clockwise around again, we've got 15 rainbow jasper lentils. And then we have the hearts, 8 rainbow jasper hearts. Let's look at everything together. The cats again. We have the cats back in a red. I didn't know we had that. And the time is up.
Much fun. And when I tried to get more, of course, they were, out of stock.
Never find them again. Okay, and the timer is up.
Beautiful collection, Steve. Michelle Schaefer won that one at 42.
Okay, let's see what we've got next. This is one of my favorites in the collection because it's so subdued, but this is a polychrome carved rose. We will start the timer, Charlie, so you don't need to remind me. Okay, this is Nazarene, a Persian name. It means wild rose, but this is just a beautiful example of a polychrome.
Even not in a rose carved shape, these would be gorgeous colors in polychrome.
Yep, 36 by 38 by 8mm. It's one of the newest of all the semi-precious stones, just discovered in 2008 in Madagascar. A lot of stones come down to that region. This is one where they were actually looking for ocean jasper at the time. Let's see what we've got with it. Oh,
they have to wait for low tide to mine it.
Yeah, have to hand do it, just can't get the machinery out. So we got 8mm dark salmon druzy agate rounds, and you can see some of the druzys in there with that geode look. And I know there's some 8mm in here. This looks like sunstone. It is. This is an A-grade sunstone. Let's see if I can get some sparkle there. Bring out the sun. And then we've got 4mm labradorite on top of this. And it has got a flash, I think, in just about every stone.
It's an A-grade labradorite, A-grade sunstone.
There's our crystal disc in light gold with a pearl finish. And, oh, we've got, it's
the paisley.
Paisley. It's a paisley pattern for our thing here. It's a little paisley. And then we have a very multicolored looking crystal tube. And the metals are, they call it a copper smooth oval. And there it is with the stone. Oh, I see the potential there. That's a lot of fun. I didn't know Debbie had the paisleys. They're a lot of fun. So let's go look at what is in the bag. Okay, the focal is a donut, red jasper donut, 25mm.
The donut is drilled through it, so you can put beads in the center.
And put things through it. Red 5 Canyon Jasper ovals up at the top. And then just clockwise, you got 10 natural agate faceted cubes, 7 millimeters. Down below that, we have 10 goldstone faceted squares. And then over, continuing clockwise, bottom left-hand corner, we have 20 gray agate hishis, 4 millimeter by 1.5. There were some separator beads, and I just left them in there on that. Above that, we have 8 sunstone faceted cubes, which I think are awesome. And sunstone is the chip on this one. And I was looking to see if we had cats. I think there's an extra set of connectors on this one. Those little wire hearts, maybe.
Yeah, what it was I wanted to bring in more of the bright copper after I put this together. So rather than take a connector out, I just added the bright copper heart links.
The timer is up.
Angel,
congratulations. I never cared much for the carved stones till I saw this one. And this one kind of did it for me. All right, we have a natural coral fossil heart. This is Cordelia, a Celtic name that means daughter of the sea. And since it's coral, I think that's appropriate. What was that?
Timer?
Oh, I got it. All right. Coral fossil, natural gemstone, which is created when coral becomes an agate.
Because it helps bring out the coral pattern. But when I can find this strong of a pattern in its natural colors, that's really rare.
Yep. It's a fun stone. This is one I would have fun with. It's also called agatized coral, if you're into the sciences.
It's the Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State stone, I believe. Coral. All right. We have 8 millimeter crazy lace agate as our first accessory, and then we have 6 millimeter yellow rounds. Not real specific on what it is, but it is yellow. And 4 millimeter, we have our moonstones back again, 35 of those. And we have a light gold in the pearlescent finish for your crystal discs. And are any of you getting tired of the crystal discs yet? Because we still have a million colors. 2-hole ginkgo is called chalk travertine, which I believe travertine is a sort of not quite green, isn't it?
I don't know. This one seems gold to me.
But it's pretty. It goes well with everything. And then we've got gold hearts, which I've got pointed up. It's considered, it's a plated light gold. And we got the little metal flowers again. And there's the coral stone with all of that. You did good, Debbie. This one matches up really nicely.
Yeah.
And
I wondered about the 6 millimeter agate rounds. But
here's the accessory bag. You've got a howlite donut, 25 millimeters. And then just to the, directly above that is 6 citrine faceted coins, 10 by 5 millimeters. Look how clear they are. This is definitely an A grade.
Citrine,
and then
yeah.
citrine. And then going clockwise, you have 4 magnesite turtles. These are 2-sided, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
And then we have citrine coins. There are 6 of those, 10 by 5. They're also an A grade. And then the lower left-hand corner, we have 8 citrine cubes, 7 millimeters. Above that are 20 moonstone faceted cubes, excuse me. And then the upper left-hand corner, we have 12 magnesite rondelles. Just a lot of fun. I think I said the turtles are 2-sided.
Mm-hmm.
And here is everything together. Your cats are back, Debbie.
Yeah, I couldn't think what to do for the last link. Finding yellow gold, since that's not my favorite color, was hard. But there was yellow in those rainbow cats, and I thought, I'm just going to put them in there. Somebody will be able to use them.
And the one seed bead is a very bright, pretty yellow that matches everything. Timer is up. Bidding is finished. Camille, Samino.
Camille, you won that one.
All right, let's move on. Oh, gosh, our blues just aren't coming out nice today. And I will start the timer because this is a blue druzy agate, a teardrop, obviously. And you got some darker patches of the blue where the treatment was just really catches on inside that. And you can almost see through portions of this. This is Suko. Japanese name means frost child. It is 48 by 31 by 7 millimeters. There's the back. You can see that darker blue, more of a cerulean blue. But it's, I don't know, it's looking at a universe. Looks like one of those science fiction things or Hubble telescope
I just love
painting.
see the layers, the depth, the sparkle. Sometimes it looks like it just glitters. The camera doesn't show that.
Nope. And you got blue banded agate rounds for the 8 millimeters. And even more striped agate, banded agate for the 6 millimeter, 25 of those. And then we've got some turquoise dyed magnesite for our 6 millimeters. And you got to see these. There are the crystal discs, which are an AB sky blue. Get them up here so you can see them a little better. And then you've got a blue ginkgo as well. It's kind of a gray blue, but it's a fun color.
That's the blue opal again.
Is it? They're calling it, yeah, blue opal splash. There are little splashes of color in there. Then we have a half-plated rice in a blue crystal again, 10 by 6 millimeter. And then saucers are back. These are a fun thing to put into bracelets and necklaces as a separator. There's everything together. Definitely blue. I'm surprised you gave that one up, Debbie. And here's what's inside the accessory bag. First off, you've got an Amazon focal rice, 30 by 10 millimeters. And directly above that, you have 5 blue banded agate ovals, 18 by 13, A grade. Going clockwise, you've got 6 aquamarine quartz flowers, 12.5 millimeter. And then what have we got down there at the bottom? We got 10 blue agate faceted rondelles going around clockwise, lower left-hand corner. We got 6 Amazonite stars.
There's more than 6. There's 6 millimeter.
15, I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic, just slightly. All right, then we got 7 Amazonite faceted nuggets above that. Here's everything together. Look at the seed beads, Debbie. Those are just blue on blue, aren't they? And the chips are aquamarine.
The cats. There were blue cats.
And there were blue cats, dark blue cats, and you got the blue sliders up there, the 2-hole sliders above that too.
Above the cats.
This is a blue one. And the timer is up. Bidding has ended. All right, Melanie
at 67.
Okay. This is another second chance, people. And again, if this is the one you've been waiting for, that's fine because this is fantastic. The druzy on this is only on the side.
You've got the one river on the left.
Yep. Oh, and you have the river. I'm sorry, you got the little band, but I like the little ocular bullseyes down here too. Yeah. 1.5 minutes on this because it is a second chance. But this is Sezha, which is a Russian name that means protector, which I thought was appropriate since it's a shield shape. And let's see, we're 48 by 36 by 8 millimeters. There is the back. And let's see, accessory bag is exactly the same as the one before, but here gives you a chance to spend a little more time looking at the rest of the things in the bags.
With the stone. Oh, the chips on this are aquamarine.
Yes, they're aquamarines.
Way.
Yep, I said that in the last one.
Oh, I missed it.
I know.
One of the stones that really impressed me on this was those faceted rondelles in the blue banded agate on the strand, rather than laying flat like that. They were amazing. I would grade them as an A grade. They were so beautiful. And you can't see quite all the banding because they're laying flat where you see the hole rather than the faceted edge.
We have fun stones today. we had lots of time, and we apologize for waiting so long for this auction, but they gave us time, and the time is up right now. Okay, Misty Marinar, just a quick thing. She asked a question. It's a second chance for people that have not won a gemstone.
Oh, she came in late.
You came in late because we showed the second chances in the video, and we were afraid people would have their hearts set on it, not realizing it was a second chance. So we've told people to be nice, but you know, but we were letting people. You could bid on the second chances. It's a shortened bidding time because we've already shown you everything.
I won't do this again. Next time we will go back to where we haven't shown the second chances, so that we can go back to the fact that if you can only bid if you haven't won one. But
yeah, you're fine, Misty. It's not your fault. We should have explained it again partway through.
So.
But also the second chance stones were not similar shapes or anything to the first ones. In fact, some of them are just totally different, and we didn't think that was fair either. Next time we'll have, like, if the first stone's a teardrop, the second will be a teardrop, and will be similar. But we also noticed that the price didn't seem to change, and the bidding seemed to be pretty much the same activity. So this is just for this one. Okay. Hopefully that clears it all up and we can move on to my moss agate shield. This is Parvati, a Hindu name which means daughter of the mountain. And I named it that because this looked like a mountain. You got the little mountain mists and the green hills up there. And this one, as you can see, there's a lot of transparency in there. And yes, Charlie, I will start the timer. Okay, Parvati, daughter of the mountain, 40 by 33 by 6 millimeters. This was always known as the stone of gardeners, and I think that's very appropriate, particularly here.
They would actually tie this to the horns on their oxen while they were plowing the fields, thinking it would improve their harvest.
That's right. So those of you who raise oxen, get this stone and tie it to his horns. All right, let's see what we've got. Oh, we've got moss agate rounds. You dipped into the private stock again. 8 millimeters, 6 millimeters, and we even have moss agate 4 millimeters today.
Are the 6s and 4s faceted?
Yes, they are. Okay. They are faceted. You can see the flash. I'm sorry.
Usually get the faceted
gemstones
because they cost more than the smooth ones and don't necessarily have any better color or pattern.
But we decided you're worth it.
But once in a while they put them on sale or put a special price on them. So
okay, the discs are a pearl luster evergreen crystal disc, and the ginkgos. Where's my ginkgos? I love these ginkgos. It's a white opal luster, and then we've got some more lantern beads in a mint green. And Debbie, you left some of these for me, right? Of the little metal flowers.
Oh, the star flowers.
Yes.
Antique silver.
There's 25 of those.
I love those. Those are pretty.
And yet she's giving them all away. So there we are, everything together. Again, this is a stone you have to pick up to appreciate. And let's see what's in the bag. A tree agate is the focal. It's 29 by 19. And then directly above that are 5 green banded agate rectangles, 18 by 13. And let's see what we've got next. We have got 8 green agate rice. They're a fat rice. And below that, we have 15 moss agate stars. I'd never seen moss agate in a small stone like this before. And then 20 green agate hishis below that, 4.5 millimeters. Then down in the lower left-hand corner, we have, what are those, moss agate? Coins. They're a faceted coin. And above that, we have 12 tree agate rondelles. This is very green, very fun. And there is everything together. You got your cats back, Debbie.
The rainbow cats again.
The rainbow cats are back.
Green ones, so.
Oh, the gemstone chips are, it's called a white jade. I mean, it's not a true jade, but hey, it's white jade.
We'll talk about jades at some time.
Yep, we'll talk about jades another time. Anyway, bidding is through.
Camille won that at 49.
Super. Congratulations, Camille. And here is the next stone, which is a picture jasper in a marquee shape. Start the bidding. This is Sari. Japanese name that means weaving sand. These have always reminded me of like the sand paintings or the sand in the jar.
Remind me of sepia photographs.
And again, this is a true jasper, brown earth tones. Yeah, they say it's old-fashioned sepia landscape photography.
This is one of the best picture jaspers I've ever seen because it really does have the picture. You can see the sky and, you know, the kind of the tree line and then the fields in front of it.
Yes.
That's what picture jasper is supposed to be when it's really good.
And the 8mm stone is a fauceted picture jasper round with heavy fauceting. And then we have mother of pearl rounds, which I think go together with these wonderfully for the 6mm. And the 8mm is a picture jasper round.
Well, the 4mm.
4mm, 6mm, 4mm. There's really only a couple millimeters difference. We've got a light gold crystal disc
with Miyuki spacers.
With the dark Miyuki spacers. And I love these ginkgos. They're called Jet Copper Splash. It's splash and flash. And then we have a 6x4mm half-plated copper on topaz crystal rondelle. And another one of my favorites, I've used these a lot in design, so it's a metallic antique copper corrugated saucer. There it is all together. And into the pictures, we have got a tiger eye teardrop focal 30x10mm, and a lot of chatoyancy.
Gina, your $50 bid that's way back at the beginning, is that for the picture jasper or was it for the previous stone? No, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stop the timer.
Oh.
There, I stopped it.
Okay, it is for the picture jasper. Okay, just so that those of you know, Gina came in right at the beginning with a $50 bid on this picture jasper package. So keep going.
Okay, I'm going in. I'll give it just a minute here, and then I'll start the timer up again. Anyway, you've got the tiger eye focal, then you've got 5 tiger eye ovals above and to the right, and over to the left, you've got 4 tiger eye bones, 17x13. And then right below that, we have 6 picture jasper large hole rondelles. And then below that, you've got 10 picture jasper tubes. Now going back over to the right, in the middle, we have 10 wood jasper rondelles. And down below that, we've got 15 picture jasper stars. And I will start the timer again. And let me get back to my... There we go. The stone that, the chip on this is tiger eye. And what else have we got up here? I love the little copper hearts, the 2-hole spacers or connector beads on these. So anyway, sorry about the questions. And time is up. Bidding has finished.
Yeah, it was really close. It's what?
Gina.
Okay,
Gina Raber.
Raber just snuck that in right under the timer at 57, and I will check these.
Yeah, she will check them. I mean, sometimes the bidding goes beyond, but we kind of cut it off when the timer runs out. We've debated about letting it go longer, but not today. All right, next we have a cabochon, an oval. This is aramita. It's a Spanish name, means copper or bronze. And this is a composite stone of malachite and bronzite. It is 40 by 30 millimeters. And you can see those wonderful, malachite chunks that are in there mixed in with the bronzite. This has been one of my fun stones to work with also when I'm doing cab work.
I love malachite, the real malachite. I don't like the synthetic stuff.
Yeah, we were going to buy a big chunk and cut it, and then Shanda told us that last time she cut it, she got sick, and I guess there's arsenic in it. When you're grinding it, it gets into your lungs. But anyway, it doesn't affect it while you're wearing it as jewelry. I just killed that cell, didn't I?
Yep, you did.
8mm green banded agate rounds. And then we have 6mm malachite rounds. It's only when you grind it up. And then 4mm moss agate fauceted rounds. And those are fun. The discs are a AB dark green crystal disc.
With a bronzite Miyuki spacer.
Yes. And then you've got your, it's called Gold Shine Olive on the ginkgos.
It's hard to see the gold, but there is a bit of a goldish flash.
Yeah, just kind of a flash in there. And then you've got these crystal rice, that's a metallic bronze, which doesn't want to hang around. And then we have these copper smooth ovals on top of that. There it is all together.
Yeah, no chewing on the beads.
What?
That's what Minky. It really is only when you grind it up into a powder and scale it that you'd have a problem with it.
Yes. Don't put your jewelry in your nose. That applies to everything. All right, within the shape bag, we have a green wavy agate teardrop focal. And then above that, we have 5 green banded agate rectangles, 18 by 13 to the right, and clockwise are 10 green agate rice, 12 by 8 millimeters. And then we've got 20 green agate hishis. Continuing clockwise, we have 16 malachite fauceted cubes, 4mm. These are an A grade. And above that, we have 10 green aventurine rondelles. Here is everything together. We've just about covered the spectrum of green on this one, I think. It's got everything.
Chips are malachite, a real high grade again. So, and we've got the little 2-hole spacers on those antique copper flowers up in the corner.
Yep, bidding is finished.
Lois, Hake, you won that one at 46. I don't know if I have an email address for you, so please email me at the end of the auction so that we can get your orphan to you, get the adoption completed.
And I am quickly scanning back to our next one, which we got out of order. What do we got here? Yep, I think I've got the right one here. Okay, because the next one is the one that we looked at earlier, which was the crazy lace heart. And we will start the timer on this one. Okay. I still got to figure out what I did. This is Fiad, or Fia. It's an Irish name, means wild or untamed, which I think was very appropriate for the crazy lace heart. It's 44 by 44 by 7 millimeters, found all over the world, but some of the best stuff comes here in the Western Hemisphere,
and
North America.
They like to dye, but this is all.
This is all natural. It's got canyons, it's got color, it's got fissures. It's just a very fun stone.
Beautiful crazy lace, a beautiful example of it.
And let's look and see what we've got with it. All right, we have got crazy lace agate rounds, which we don't have a lot of these. 8mm, and then we have some carnelian, which is an A grade in 6mm, and then we brought back our moonstones in the 4mm. Let's see if we can get them to flash. And what color are we calling that? That's an opal on the disc, crystal discs.
Yeah, that's a white
A
opal.
white opal. And then it looks like a copper, a bronze fire red ginkgo. A lot of fun. And then we have these fauceted tubes. Yeah, crystal tubes, multicolored, 7x4mm, half plated. And another fun metal spacer. These are little wreaths of flowers that form these. And they're called a triflower. There are 3 flowers there together. There it is all together. And let's see if I've got the right stone up here. We'll know in just a minute. Okay, shape beads. We've got the red jasper focal donut. Above that are 6 red jasper coins, 16mm. Then you've got 10 crazy lace agate tubes, 6mm.
Cubes.
What did I say, tubes?
Tubes.
Tubes, cubes. Yeah.
Cubes. What's the difference?
What's the difference? Okay, then we have 10 carnelian rondelles, 8x5mm. There in the bottom, we have 15 moonstone faucet cubes. I think I threw some separator beads in there. And to the left of that are 12 red jasper hearts. Above that, we have got 6 citrine fauceted cubes.
No, there's coins.
They're coins. Yes, it says coins. I did it wrong. And there is everything together. And I did have this one out of order too. I'm just not going to win today.
I have quite a few of these crazy lace agate hearts, but I went through them and said, which one is the prettiest? And this is what I came up with.
Time is up. And these are all natural. Okay, so Jerry, congratulations. This one is a second chance. Okay, so, I mean, you can be kind and let it go, but if this is one you really want, yeah, seed beads they're nice. Anyway, this is another crazy lace, a natural, very similar to the heart, except that it's a teardrop.
Has a little bit more gold in it than the others, so.
Yeah, this is Kara, which is a Norse name meaning wild, stormy one, which is, hey, it's crazy lace, right? And this is a second chance, so we're just doing a minute and a half. And let me see if I can go back and find the picture on this one, because I've got it all out of order. The shape bag is exactly the same. And here is what is inside.
There you go.
What do you mean, there I go?
You got the right one.
I know, but we're so far off now. It'll take me 5 minutes to find the next stone. And we got a full minute, so Debbie, entertain us with your stone lore.
Oh, crazy lace agate. These particular agates have come from one of the newer mines that just opened up in Mexico, maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago. For some reason, it's got a lot of the bright red in it. I'm used to my crazy lace having more, in the natural colors, having more golds and browns and that, like back when we did the crazy lace agate box. But this particular batch has just got this astounding red veining and lacing that runs through it. I grabbed as many as I could find.
And the craftsmanship is excellent. You don't see chipping around the drill holes.
The polish, you can see from the highlights in that these have a very high gloss polish to them. They're just a beautiful stone. So if I can lay my hands on a few more, you'll see a few more of them in the future.
Well, we have a few. Anyway, bidding is up, and I am going to rapidly move back to where we left off. Hopefully don't make anybody ill. Okay. Kill that.
Okay, looks like our winner for this one is Misty Marinar at 27.
All right, Misty, congratulations.
Misty.
And this brings us right into our next stone, which is a lapis lazuli. It's a large teardrop. This is Kasari, another Indian name which means midnight blue. The ancient Greeks or at least one Greek philosopher said lapis lazuli reminded him of a piece of the midnight sky. And a lot of lapis is dyed these days.
Or you wouldn't have the pyrite that vivid.
Yep, you've got the huge bands of pyrite in
and
there.
You've got a little bit of white specks in there. Again, when they dye their lapis, you get a more uniform, consistent blue.
Yeah, a very old stone. They according to legend, the tablets Moses brought down from the mountain were carved on lapis lazuli. But let's see what comes with it. Probably a lot of lapis, yes. 8mm lapis. 6mm is lapis. And the 4mm, I believe, is a faceted lapis lazuli.
Is it faceted?
Yeah, it's very subtle, but it's there. Maybe it just has flat spots. I don't know. A lot of the pyrite in there, though.
Well, this is an example, I think, of lapis that's been dyed. I mean, look at the 8mm rounds. The pyrite is disappearing. Looks like it's got an overlay of blue.
And yet there's some white
Yeah,
in
there's
there
a little
too.
bit of white where they don't always do a real heavy dusting.
It's definitely not a denim
And
lapis.
I don't know for sure, but my guess would be looking at the rounds.
Okay, timer's going, Debbie. Dark blue crystal discs. A very lapis-looking ginkgo. It's called blue suede. And
that's my favorite ginkgo.
I know. And then 4mm AB dark blue faceted coins. There are 40 of those.
Not coins.
Cubes. They're square coins. And then we've got our love beads here, gold and antique bronze. They're ovals. There's 16 of those. Here's everything together. And very quickly, let's jump in and see what's in the bag. You've got 2 lapis lazuli focal beads. They're ovals, 20 by 15. Above that are 8 lapis lazuli rice, 16 by 18. Over to clockwise, you have 10 pyrite rondelles, and then 8 lapis lazuli hearts. Upper left-hand corner, we have 15 pyrite nuggets, and below that there are 15 lapis lazuli roundels. And the chips in this particular case are also lapis. And you've got my fun marquee CZ connectors up in the corner. And then you've got this one that has the wings, Debbie.
Yeah.
I'm a little curious about that.
The 2-to-1 connector.
And you'll notice the seed beads, you've got the lapis blue and then the pyrite gold in there too, but the timer is up.
It used to be pyrite was one of the most abundant gemstones. Now it's really hard to find. Both of these are old stock, and I think I was told once that there is the smallest smidgen of real gold in pyrite.
Nah.
I don't know if I believe it or not.
That's an old wives' tale.
That might be why the price really went up and it's become more scarce.
Someday when you're an old wife, you can tell those tales. Till then, no. All right.
Name, Charlie? It's who? Don Hall at 55.
Congratulations, Don. I love lapis.
Don, you might be another one I'm not sure if I have an email address for. So if you've never, ever bought anything from the orphanage before, please email me.
All right. We have got one that some of you have seen before. If you came to the party time or party line, this is a fluorite coin that has been carved, and the timer has started. I call this Carmen, which is a Latin name that means garden. And it's really hard to see here, maybe if I cover the back, but it's got flowers and trees and shrubbery all carved in here. You've got your greens and your purples in this coin. It is 37 millimeters and 7 millimeters thick. This is the stone
Oh.
of discernment. What did I say?
Nothing.
37 millimeters by 7. Did I say 7 meters thick?
Yep.
Oh, 7 meters thick. This is a really big coin. Okay, just 7 millimeters thick.
Just the carving on this, I've tried to imagine how long it took the artisan to carve this.
Probably less time than you think, but anyway, it's pretty. For our accessory stones in the bag, we have 8 millimeter fluorite and we have 6 millimeter fluorite.
Both in an A grade. A lot of fluorite becomes real cloudy. These are quite clear. They're very pretty.
Well, and a lot of the fluorite we're seeing today, it tends to be just the greens. So I always look to make sure there's some purple. The 4 millimeter amethyst.
Right.
And then our discs are a purple on AB crystal disc, so it's flashing all sorts of colors. And this looks like another suede ginkgo. It's called mixed berry. Sounds like something for a smoothie. And then we have AB purple crystal lanterns. There are 20 of those, and another fun metallic spacer. There. Oh gosh, can't see anything with that because there's so much transparency in the coin. And here's what's in the bag. There looks like a lot of fluorite there. There's a fluorite focal coin, 20 millimeters. And then you've got just directly to the left of that are 2 fluorite wavy diamonds going clockwise. Above, you've got 3 fluorite. Those aren't ovals. Those are 6 purple and green agate ovals. And then we've got 4 fluorite flowers going clockwise, and then clockwise from that, we've got the 3 fluorite ovals. Directly below that, we have 15 faceted rondelles. I think that's it. And then 10 amethyst faceted coins, 6 millimeters. Both of these are 6 millimeters.
Again, you've mixed the coins with the rondelles.
Okay. Here they are all together. And this is everything.
Again, the chips are a real rich fluorite.
Yes, they're a fluorite too, sorry.
And we've got some 2-fold purple spacers up there.
Yeah, and you got your infinity links, which are curved, which are nice for bracelets. Okay, so who is our winner?
Marianne at 82.
All right, Marianne. I know there was a lot of interest in that thing when we brought it out. I can't even remember where we got it and how.
Well, I contacted the artisan that carved these and asked her if she'd do a few more. And she actually sent me a couple more, so
we may see this again in the future.
We may, if I can stand to give them up. So.
Okay. All right. Now we have a rhodochrosite, which is one of Debbie's favorite stones. This is Momoko, Japanese name, which means peach, because it kind of reminded me of peach colors and it's round, but don't ask me why. 41 millimeters by 7 millimeters. I will start the timer, Charlie, as soon as I find the button. Rhodochrosite is what?
Comes out of South America. But to get it this bright with this nice of a polish, a lot of rhodochrosite has a lot of brown tannish in it. This one's just a really beautiful specimen. I've held on to it for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever been in a cave and seen stalactites, stalagmites with the wavy pattern in them, that's because a lot of rhodochrosite comes from stalactites, from caves. And because they're trying to keep people from cutting out the stalactites and stalagmites in caves, it's getting harder to find. But I guess that's where it comes from. Anyway, we've got 8 millimeter frosted cherry quartz rounds. And then 6 millimeter, we've got a pink agate. There are 25 of those. And then 4 millimeter, we've got rhodochrosite. These are faceted.
And they're A grade.
And there are 40 of them
These
instead of 35.
Again for their color, and you can see how they match that stone.
And we've got a very peachy looking, disc. They're just saying it's a pearl luster pink.
Okay.
And then That's more of a peachy color there with the ginkgo. They're calling that an opal rose. And this looks like a, oh, they're coins. They're fauceted coins
Half-plated gold on a imitation jade
on a
pink.
pink. And then
Pink
more of
coin.
my metal flowers. And there we have everything together. And let's see what's in the shape bag. Oh, fun stuff. Okay, we got a pink mica twisted oval focal. It's 39 by 30. That's a big oval.
It's a big stone, but it's drilled through the bead, so I call it a focal.
And then above that, we've got 5 cherry quartz fauceted ovals. And then we have 10 deep rose quartz tubes if you go clockwise. And down below that, we have 8 rose quartz fauceted briolets, 10 by 7 millimeter in an A grade. And then in the lower left-hand corner, you've got 15 natural agate stars in 6 millimeters. Above that, we have 8 cherry quartz hearts. And then we've got more stars, but bigger. They are, how big are they?
I don't remember.
They're Malaysian jade, and they are 12 millimeters and pink. Here's everything. You got your cats.
Yep.
With a lot more pink in the cats.
Chips are cherry quartz.
Yes. I always forget the chips.
Whatever. It's just rhodochrosite is such an expensive stone. I just didn't have anything more in it, but the palette still came out pretty nice.
And the timer is up. Bidding has ended. All right. Inky, congratulations. All right. Now we have our labradorite. This is a 2-sided teardrop. We get the timer going, which is kind of fun because one side's kind of more blue and green, and the other side has a, well, it's green and gold. But it's, again, a 2-sided labradorite. This is Hotaro, which means firefly, which I thought was, it's got that firefly flash. Say that 10 times, Debbie. It is 41 by 29 by 12 millimeters. This is another one of those Labrador Canada stones. Moravian missionaries discovered it, and it reminded them of the Aurora Borealis. We've all heard the stories. And what we get with it, Debbie dug into our labradorite stash and found some 8 millimeters in an A grade.
Basically, just about every single bead flashes with that labradorescence.
And we've got 6 millimeters. And we've also got, these are a little on the small side, a 4 millimeter. These are fauceted, so you get a double flash because a lot of them have the labradorescence flash, but also from the fauceting. And I thought Debbie did a good job picking the crystal discs on this. They're a Montana blue crystal disc. And then we've got another splash ginkgo, which is a sapphire Rembrandt. And you can see the flash of color in that. And then we've got a strand of, I look like half-plated, yes, AB on light blue crystal briolets, which you'll probably be able to see better in the final picture. And then we've got these hexagonal tubes, carved tubes in antique silver. There is everything together. This is another one of those stones where I had a hard time deciding which side to photograph. And labradorite is so hard to shoot pictures of. Don't have any flash at all. The focal coin is 20 millimeters. And then above that, we have 4 labradorite fauceted teardrops, 18 by 13. And as we go clockwise, we have 8 gray agate star-cut rounds, and then 20 labradorite hishis. Then down in the lower left-hand corner, we have 12 labradorite stars. Above that, we have 5 labradorite fauceted hearts. And above that, we have 12 labradorite fauceted coins. A lot of labradorite in there. And here's everything together. You can see what I mean about those those briolettes down below.
Since
They just,
blue's my favorite color, I decided to emphasize the blue rather than the green or gold. But you can put so many things with labradorite.
oh, the chips are labradorite too.
Yeah, the
I
chips are
forgot to
labradorite.
mention that.
And one of the connectors up there at the top is I found 10 of these.
And time is up.
It's the paw with the little heartbeat thing.
Oh, yeah.
or
The EKG.
The EKG. I thought, oh, for those that love their pets, this is the cutest link. So
You know what we forgot, Debbie?
what?
We have a flat
Fixed
rate
rate.
item.
Do you want to do it right before
Let's-
we do the last one?
Let's do it right now. We need to find out who won the last one.
Charlie, who's our winner? Rosie at 80.
All right, congratulations, Rosie. All right, I'm going to let you talk about this, Debbie.
Okay, show the pictures. We have a fixed rate. Sorry, we were meant to do this halfway through and we're
I messed up.
flustered. These are a cabochon. They are a man-made conglomerate of turquoise, amazonite with a silver veining.
Well, it's almost silver and gold almost.
Once in a while, there's a small flash of lapis that shows up in a few of the stones, the dark blue, but that's kind of rare, so I'm not showing it in it. So you will, and
There it
they
is.
30 by 20, 30 by 22. So what you get in the dress-up bag with this is a yard of a 2mm leather cord in the turquoise. And in that bag is a toggle clasp, as you can see, a glue-on bell, since these are cabochons, and a little heart shape, and cord ends. There's 4 cord ends, so you can cut off enough to do a bracelet if you want. And then a selection of jump rings. In the gemstone bag, the other one.
Of course, it's the other one.
Okay, there's a little bag of gemstone rounds with 3 different sizes. You've got 6, 8, and 10mm rounds, and in your
There's
turquoise magnesite, and you've got 2 of the amazonite oval beads. Those are a really nice grade of amazonite. There's some I bought way back. I can't find them anymore, but the prices were better back then. In the crystal and glass bag, I had just a few of what is called a Japanese tensha bead. These beads are handcrafted from Japan, and they're painted with either a flower or feathers or some type of a pattern.
They want to know how much. They want to know how much they cost, Debbie.
Oh, you get 1 stone and the dress-up bag for $10, flat rate. And you can buy as many as you want.
Well,
no bidding, just
until we run out.
Yeah, until we run out.
And we have a few.
So in addition to the 2 tensha beads, there are some faceted rice that have a really pretty half-plated silver coating on it. There are some briolette teardrops.
She's got more of my flower spacers.
Flowers in an antique silver, and 25 of a blue sky bicone. That's a really high-grade bicone. So basically, you just tell us how many of these you want. They're just, like I said, they're a flat rate, $10 for the stone in the dress-up bag.
We'll give you just a minute. Da, 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 da.
Yep, probably
Do, do,
put
do.
a 60-second timer on
60-second.
sort of thing. They're just
You think I have a 60-second timer? Yes, I do. I came prepared.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was
Okay. So
thinking of Becky a little bit.
start writing this down.
Well, yes, let Debbie write it down.
You can talk for minutes.
I can talk. I have nothing to talk about. I'm sorry. I am talked out. I love the tensha glass beads. They're kind of an old thing, an old art that is kind of disappearing. I mean, you can imagine sitting down and painting one of these things and doing that for a living. But we haven't seen them in quite a while, and they're just kind of fun. You have to see them up close and examine them, which is what jewelry is all about. So there, our timer is done.
I'm
I'll
still
let
writing.
Debbie's writing as quickly as she can with her sleep deprived mind.
I got them all.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Charlie's way ahead of me. She says she got them all, so I'll have to quit writing and come through.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we're down to the last auction
Oh,
today.
I forgot my drum roll, which I had sitting.
The drum roll.
I have a drum roll. I have lightning. I have crickets. Okay. This is our ruby and fuchsite. Let me see if I can find where the top is. And this is going to be the final auction of the day. We will start the timer. Ruby and fuchsite, carved flower. This is Hana, Japanese name which means flower. Also in Hebrew, it is a derivative of Hana, which means grace. It's a fusion of brilliant red ruby with vivid green zoisite, thus the name.
Genuine ruby and zoisite only comes in from Tanzania.
Really?
The only place it's found.
Yes, it brings joy and gratitude. Very small mines near Kilimanjaro, a place I'd like to go.
This has 2 drill holes. There's one in the center. That's
Yeah.
meant for you to be able to put little beaded stamen. That, you know, so it makes the
Or
pendant
stamen.
even more 3-dimensional. You can put little tiny pearls or crystals, and then it's drilled at the top to turn it into a necklace.
And the beads that we have going along with this, we have an 8mm moss agate, and then a 6mm moss agate that has been fauceted. And then here's one that I'm really surprised Debbie parted with these. These are 4mm raspberry garnets. 3mm raspberry garnets, but it's a full strand, and it is one long strand. And anyone who's worked with garnets, raspberry garnet is one of the best. And then we've got a green, Navajo green crystal disc with an AB finish. And your ginkgo, and it's called Splash Violet Red. And then we have a green emerald crystal rice. And finally, a flower I didn't know we still had some of these left. It's a gunmetal flower, a little larger. There are 20 of these. And there it is with the stone. And
finding these carved pendant stones. Right now I can get a few in different types of stones, but you know, 6 months, a year from now, they're going to be gone.
Okay, here's what's in the bag. Again, we've got a praised jasper focal coin, 25mm. Above that, 5 praised jasper rectangles. And then we have 4 emerald quartz fauceted tube links. You can see they've got the loops in the end. And then 15 ruby and fuchsite fauceted rondelles below those little links. And then going around, continuing clockwise, the lower left-hand corner, we've got 21 genuine malachite fauceted cubes. Above that are 10 genuine ruby corundum fauceted rondelles. Ruby is a corundum. And above that, we've got 10 emerald quartz fauceted cubes. The bidding is up, but there is everything together. We've got little gunmetal sliders up above there, multi-hold
pretty much
sliders.
The best color was gunmetal. The links had gold in them, but
yeah, the chips are ruby and fuchsite as well. I forgot to mention that.
So
yeah, I know it's crazy there at the end. Jenny Sutphin
at 70. Congratulations,
and
Jenny.
like I said, I know people keep bidding, but we have to cut it off somewhere. Anyway, thank you all. We will be sending out invoices. If we don't have your email and you're not familiar with us, you might want to let us know. You can reach Debbie at Debbie, D-E-B-B-Y, at HomeStrungJewelry.com. And we just appreciate all of you coming today.
The more feedback you give us, if you're so inclined, email us, go to the Facebook group page. We really do listen to everybody and try to accommodate the
Thanks,
different
Gina.
suggestions, requests. I am going to give a discount on this. This is a thank you for showing up to the auction. It's going to be a 20% discount.
Oh, we can't
I
take
know
the trip
Steve's
now.
having a heart attack over here.
There goes the trip.
But it will reflect on your invoice. So, you know, it's my way of sending all of you a thank you.
It's her birthday present to you. So
you'll get invoices later today. Try to get them paid tomorrow, Monday at the latest, so we can get them shipped out to you before we leave.
Otherwise, they'll be over a week.
Mm.
So yes, thanks to Colleen and Charlie.
Yeah.
For helping out. Hey, it's only a little over the 2 hours, which is nice despite my screwing up reversing the 2 sets of stones. But we will do this again in a month. Correct,
Yeah,
Debbie?
first Saturday of each month, unless it's a holiday, will be an auction.
Or something else goes wrong.
And next week's Happy Mother's Day to everybody. We will be out of town, but the week after, next weekend, we'll have our first tariff ruckus.
Yes, our garage sale or yard sale. That one, we're still working out the details, but we'll let you know on that. Thanks, everyone, for coming. And gosh,
that's it.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Thanks for the happy birthday for
Have
Debbie.
a great weekend, everybody.
Yep. Everyone take care. Bye-bye.